Is there ways that techniques that people can do to be fully present?
Well, yes. The first and most important thing is to be conscious that when you're listening, you're doing something. It's work and it's a skill that you're exercising. So it does take effort. If you're not putting any effort in, you're not really listening. And then you're into that thing of perhaps listening to the voice in your head or wondering what you're going to have for lunch or whatever it might be. It is work. Now, like any kind of skill, you go through stages in the mastery of this. There's the 4 stages, aren't there, of mastering anything. When you go from unconscious incompetence, you don't even know that you don't know it, to conscious incompetence. Oh, there's a thing. So I've now, everybody listening to this, you're now in conscious incompetence. If you're not a master listener already, you now know there's a thing that perhaps you need to master in order to transform your happiness, effectiveness, and well-being, your outcomes in life, because listening is that powerful. So then you practice it and you go into conscious competence. So the great example of this is driving, isn't it? You don't, when you're a child, you don't even know you don't know how to drive. And then you become a teenager and you don't know and you really want to. And then when you become consciously competent, your hands are gripping the steering wheel and your pulse rate is up and you're really focused on it. Well, of course, you then move into unconscious competence when, as we're all driving around now, the last thing we're thinking about is driving, what your foot's doing, what your hand's doing, and so forth. You're thinking about everything else. It's that unconscious. So moving through those stages with speaking takes practice, and with listening takes practice. And listening is just as much of a skill as speaking is. So it might be a bit like hard work to begin with. Really put everything down. Pay attention to the other person. Don't interrupt. And rather than doing that thing that you were just talking about, which I call speech writing, when I'm composing my next brilliant bit of monologue, well, that noise in front of me is going on as you speaking. I don't do that. And there's a kind of spiritual aspect to this, which is to trust that when it comes to my turn, I'll say the right thing. It'll come out. Because my brain is processing everything that you're saying, my subconscious is dealing with it, and I can simply listen, and then when it's appropriate, when there's a pause, then I trust myself to say the right thing. I don't have to write it like a speech writer or an author and remember it.